Good morning and welcome to the 2026 Graduate Studies Virtual Expo. Throughout this week, we are hosting a variety of institutions who are highlighting their graduate programs to our Seneca students and grads. My name is Jennifer Kloosterman, and I am one of the Academic Pathways Advisors here in the Academic Pathways Department. Our team supports students and grads who are looking to build on their Seneca credential. There are a variety of resources available, and you can connect with the Academic Pathways team for all of those details. This morning, I am happy to have Brock University here and their Faculty of Graduate Studies. We're going to have a short presentation, and then we will be available for questions after. You can put your questions into the chat or the Q&A, and we will go through them after the presentation. So I will pass it over to my colleague, Becky, and we'll regroup in a little bit.
Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for having me. So my name is Becky White-Cote. I am the Graduate Recruitment Coordinator for the Faculty of Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs. So my contact information will be at the end. Please feel free to keep me in your back pocket if you have any questions as you move along through your academic journey. I always say it's never too early to consider graduate studies, so I'm not entirely sure where you are right now within your journey, but it's never too early, and sometimes it's not even too late. So we'll get into admission requirements and dates in a little bit. But to explain a little bit about Brock, you should know that I'm completely biased. I have gone to Brock all the way back to my swimming lesson days, but I went for my undergrad and my grad studies as well, and then liked it so much that I came back to work. So we are one of Canada's top 50 institutions for research productivity. And I find a lot of the time people underestimate Brock. And there's some really, really great things that are happening in the research and also the course-based world. We offer as much funding as we can to our students through fellowships, scholarships, and awards. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a little bit. We are located in a UNESCO World Biosphere Reserve with more than 4.5 million acres of green space. So really, really cool. We're on top of the Niagara Escarpment. It's a very beautiful campus. If you're used to university or college campuses that seem almost like a city block, like there's buildings and you have to walk down the sidewalk to get to them and cross the street and things like that, Brock doesn't really feel like that. 95% of it is connected and you can walk inside. And for anybody that might have curly hair like me, that is exceptionally valuable when it is raining outside. So just in case you're not familiar with where we are, we're right here at that tiny red arrow. We are in St. Catharines, which is about 130,000 people. It's about 15 minutes away from Niagara Falls. There's a lot going on in the downtown core, some really, really cool shops as well, including my favorite donut shop. So we can talk about that after. That's really the most important information today. We have a lot of on and off campus housing options. Our resident staff are wonderful. So if you have any questions, you can go through me and I can connect you with them, or you can go to the link that is at the bottom there, or just Google Brock residence, Brock off campus living, and it will come up. With regards to on campus, there are a lot of different spaces available. And sometimes students ask me like, okay, well, what's graduate studies like? Is it going to feel like my undergrad? Is it going to feel like my experience in college? And no, grad studies is different. We do try to offer things that are specific to graduate students to kind of just make you feel a little bit special and make sure that you have the spaces and supports that you need to be able to succeed in your journey. So in these pictures, you can see one of our nursing simulations. The person in the middle is actually my high school friend, Larissa. She did her master's and PhD here at Brock in, I believe, biotechnology. So I was able to go up and view some of the experiments that were happening up in some of our labs. So there's really some unique spaces there. So if you're interested in the sciences, definitely come by and get a tour. Then the last picture there, you can see pretty much most of our campus is included there. Just a really, really beautiful green campus. And I just never really take that for granted. It's just so lovely. There are hiking trails right out the back. You can kind of see that ridge line there. And if you're having a really stressful day, it's just nice to be able to go out and connect with nature a little bit. One of the things that the Faculty of Graduate Studies and Postdoctoral Affairs does is we support our students' however we can. And in this slide, I'm really talking about the kind of physical supports that we have. So academic writing support. If you are like, you know what, grad studies makes me a little bit nervous. I'm not super sure that I'll be able to keep up with the writing or the project work or the MRP or the thesis, whatever the case may be. We have a staff member for that. You can book a one-on-one with my colleague Daniel, and he will do what's called a critical read. It's not an editing service, please know that, but he will go through with you, and usually these appointments are about an hour long, and he will take the time to go through your project with you and give you tips and suggestions for how to improve your scholarly writing. This can also be used for scholarship applications as well. We've got different ways for students to get involved. Our 3-minute thesis competition, our GradFlix video competition, and our Mapping the New Knowledges conference. So these are ways that you can participate as a presenter, like you see in the picture there, or also as an attendee. We value all of our students participating and supporting our other students in these events. And it's a really, really unique way to experience what grad studies has to offer and just be involved in the community. You might hear me mention community a couple of times. That's one of the main things that Brock has to offer. We really do strive to foster that sense of community. Like we are not so big that people aren't going to know you. Like most of the programs that we have in grad studies are quite intimate and small. Like people are going to know your name. They're probably going to know your coffee order. Like that is the level of friendship and camaraderie that we try to foster with our graduate students. One other thing that is not on this slide is my good friend Heidi. She is a student support specialist. So regardless of what speed bump, hiccup, issue, whatever you want to call it, that you may experience within grad studies, we have someone there to assist you with that and help you to navigate these challenges. Whether it's something on the back end, you know, finances, trying to figure out how to submit certain things or make sure your status is correct, your sequencing, anything like that. Please just know that we do our best to support our students in that way. And we usually have a staff member for exactly that. Now, I understand the text on this slide on that logo is a little bit small, but I wanted you to see that logo so that if you come across that on our website, you'll know what it is. So we have developed a student development program. This is a co-curricular program that students can choose to take part of. It's not mandatory, but we do encourage you to, if you can. There are different areas of development that students can participate in to help guide graduate student success. This can be to help add something to your resume. It can be to help communicate your research, work on your public speaking skills, develop connections in the community, whatever the case may be. There is so much under each one of these sections. So this is just like a super, super quick overview, but we want to try to get our students as involved as they can be to the extent that they would like to be involved and develop themselves as either a student or a researcher or as a professional if they're going into industry. So we try to meet students where they are at and provide these opportunities. There's so much more to talk to like with regards to this, so please feel free to connect with me and I can provide more information. One of the questions I get a lot is about funding. So if you are interested in a research-based program, we do offer funding packages. There is no separate application for this. If you are accepted into an eligible program, you will be guaranteed funding. So I say the good news about funding is that it's super important to us. The bad news about funding is that I don't always have an exact amount to share with you, but I do know that we strive to cover 75% of a student's tuition using funding sources such as scholarship, assistantship, or fellowship. So what that means is typically it will look like fellowship, which is money that goes on your account. You don't really see it. It goes to pay down your tuition. And then assistantship, which is typically a TA or RA position. And that is paid to you biweekly like employment income. And that really does help our students to go through their programs and be a little bit more financially stable. There are other areas of funding, and some people's packages may look slightly different depending on their program and where the funding may be coming from. So that's why I don't have like this is what you will get amount, because the money could be coming from different sources. But this information will be shared on your offer letter. And at that point, if you do have questions about your funding package, you are welcome to connect with us. So again, with the small text, but I wanted to share this page. This is in our view book, but this shows you the amount of different programs that we have. So there are different ways to study with us. We have course-based programs, research-based programs, professional programs such as our MBA, but we also have our graduate micro programs. So in the areas of kinesiology, public health, and Masters of Education, there are micro programs that you can take that are, I believe, 3 courses. And sometimes they can be applied to the master's degree if you choose to keep going. So on this page, if you do choose to go to our view book, which if you just Google Brock Graduate Studies View Book, it will come up. You'll be able to see whether it is a diploma, master's degree, PhD, whether you need a supervisor. So in general, for research-based programs, you will need a supervisor, when the entry date is, and the application deadlines. If you take nothing else away from this, just please know that the application deadlines vary by program. We do not have one solid date where everything must be submitted to us by. So depending on your program, that date will change. Okay, so here is my contact information, gradrecruit@brocku.ca. You can keep me in your back pocket. I don't mind if you email me about things that have absolutely nothing to do with my job. If it has to do with Brock, I am happy to connect you, or even extend it out to the Niagara region. I come from a tourism background, so I know Niagara inside and out. If you have questions about anything, you can connect with me if you need to know, hey, what neighborhood should I be looking at? Where do I find places to rent? That kind of thing. I can definitely help you with that as well. But when it comes to navigating anything at Brock, you are welcome to connect with me. We are having our open house on Sunday, the 29th. So would love to see you there as well. I will be at a table in the gym. But we do campus tours on any other day. You just have to connect with our undergraduate recruiters, and they can loop me in if it is a graduate inquiry. So because we have so many programs, and because I touched on so many different things, I would love to know if anybody has any questions. Oh, thank you so much. I just see all the links now in the chat. I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, so there are some resources in the chat, links to some of the important information there that Becky was covering. And if you do have any questions, just pop those right in there, and we can get to some of those.
While people are thinking, with regards to admission requirements, that is something that varies by programs as well. I know in the beginning I said we'd touch on that, and then I didn't actually have a slide for it, but that is because it varies by program. Typically, we are looking at a 75% average or above. It can be slightly higher for certain programs. I would recommend researching the admission requirements and adhering to those as closely as you can. If for some reason, let's say your GPA is slightly lower than what they are asking for, we look at every single thing that you submit. It's not just, oh, your average is 1% to 2% below, that's it, you're done. We will look at your statement of intent, your references, and your resume, anything else that you submit to form a picture of you as an applicant. So make sure that those documents are as up to date and perfect as they absolutely can be. I always recommend connecting with your career services department. I'm also biased because I used to work in ours, and I just love everything that that those departments are able to accomplish for students. One quick note also about references. We do not require reference letters, so we make it a little bit easy for you. You just have to get an agreement from whoever your references are, and we require their contact information, and then Brock will send out a form for them to complete and send back to us. And I think that's all the important info that I need to share at this stage.
I'm seeing some typing happening, just haven't got those
Sure.
questions in yet. Yeah. And after today, if any students do have any concerns or questions regarding pathways or graduate studies, all of our contact information is there in the chat as well.
Ooh, good question. Good to go? Okay. For professional or academic references, it depends on the program. Some will require academic only. Some will require 2 academic and 1 professional. Some may accept only professional. Now, if you are a mature student and perhaps you don't have as many academic references, like we do understand those situations, but I would adhere as closely to the admission requirements as you possibly can. Social justice and equity studies. Nice, nice. Okay, typically we are looking for a 4-year bachelor's degree, but I'm guessing from what you said there, since you said it was WES assessed, that it is not from Canada. So in that case, I can't answer with any certainty because we don't pre-assess. We do our own conversions, but some 3-year degrees may be accepted. And of course, they would look at the other diplomas that you have as well. So if you are looking at the admission requirements and you feel that aside from on paper not meeting that like 4-year degree requirement, if you feel that otherwise you are a good candidate for this program, we would still encourage you to apply.
Okay. Thank you for that, Becky. I don't think there are any more questions coming in. But if these students do want to connect with you, we did put that in your email there, gradrecruit@brocku.ca. So any students can get in touch with you there. And also any questions, just connect with our Academic Pathways office as well. All right. Well, I think that's it for today. So just want to thank everyone for attending, and also thank you so much to you, Becky. And everyone have a great day.
Thank you so much for having me. Talk to you
Take
soon.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.